Finding inverses of functions. An inverse can be found typically using the switch and solve method. That's the method that I like the most. It's the method that works the most. In this particular method, you're going to switch the x and the y values in the equation and then resolve the equation for y. So the example problem we have here is find the inverse of g of x. G of x is defined as the square root of 2x minus 1. So if I were to switch my x and y value, I would have x equals the square root of 2y minus 1. And then I want to start to solve. Now, the solving part is where some people run into some problems. What we'd like to do here is work from the outside in. So the first thing we need to address is the square root, and the opposite of square rooting, or excuse me, the inverse of square rooting, the inverse operation would be squaring. So I square both sides. That gives me x squared equaling 2y minus 1. Nothing actually happens to the 2y minus 1. The square and the square root simply cancel each other out. And the 2y minus 1 remains. Now again, I'm working towards solving for the y. So in this particular case, I'll add 1 to both sides. And finally, I would divide by 2 to get the y by itself. What am I dividing by 2 over here? I'm dividing everything by 2. So in the end, I end up with my inverse of g. So g negative 1 of x, inverse of g, is going to be x squared plus 1 divided by 2. Function inverses. Switch and solve.